Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial video. We're talking tonight about spellbinder dies in the Quick Cuts Revolution tool. I have in front of me a couple sets of spellbinder nestability dies. All of their shapes, whether it's rectangle, scalloped rectangle, square, scalloped square, come in smalls and larges. The way that I've been keeping everything in my mind is if your pinky fills up the smallest one, it's a small. If your pinky doesn't fill up the smallest one, it's a large. Now, I think I have pretty average sized pinkies, so I hope that would hold true for most people. If your pinky fills up the large one, then you're gonna have to come up with your own little mnemonic device for that. But anyway, I'm going to be dealing with these small dies here in my demo. I have the small scalloped rectangles and the small regular rectangles. Okay, I also have some hearts here that I'm going to talk about later. Okay, these work just like any Quick Cuts. I get it unstuck here. Just like any Quick Cuts nesting cookie cutter shape. Okay, you're going to put it on your platform. Put your paper good side down. In this case, I've got textured side down. I'm using my 4-inch platform just because it's easier to roll through there with a little die. Push it in until the handle engages. Hear the platform crack, which doesn't mean anything. Crank it through there until it stops spinning. Okay? Now, this is where you would stop. You have a perfectly cut out rectangle. But if you want to get the full scope of the nestability dies from Spellbinders, push it in, engage the handle, roll it through. And seriously, if you're a new Quick Cuts Revolution user, don't be freaked out by that creaking. Usually it just means that everything is a little on the warped side because you're such a Quick Cut fiend and you've been using it so much. Leave the die cut in the die. All right? Then what you want to do is you want to switch from your cutting mat, which mine is pretty grungy looking, to using the Spellbinders embossing mat. And it is a piece of kind of ugly beige rubber. I don't know what to exactly tell you what it is, because that's what it feels like, just a piece of rubber, but I'm sure it's something special. You're going to put that down, and then I want you to use either your embossing mat or your sticky cutting mat. Okay? That is a thinner mat, and it's going to help take up the space of your rubber embossing mat. So you're going to lay that down and roll it through. Now what that rubber does, the magic of the rubber, is it embosses an edge. Now, if you can't see it, okay. Now that's how the Spellbinders website will tell you to do it. I'm going to tell you that when let's put it this way so it fits. When I do my cutting, I'll cut it one more time here. Do my cutting. I think that the thickness is just ever so slightly off. So what I do is I put my embossing mat down, and then I'm going to take 2 scrap pieces of cardstock, okay, just textured cardstock, and lay those down. This is going to beef up the thickness just a little tiny bit and really give you a nice embossed impression. I think you'll see the difference. And it's stiff to roll through there, but it's no stiffer than a brand new, fresh, foamed up die. Okay? So you slide it out, and you can already see from the back how embossed it is. Then when you flip this over, you've got an embossed edge on your rectangle. Okay? So that is the beauty of Nestability's embossing dies with their embossing mat. Remember, when you're using this embossing mat, to use either the Quick Cuts embossing mat or sticky cutting mat. The thickness of the embossing mat and the sticky cutting mat are exactly the same. They're basically interchangeable. All right, so now let's do a little bit of something else. what I've discovered is that the same concept works with quick cuts dies. It's all in the beauty of that rubber mat. So if I take one of the Nestability's hearts and put this down and cut it out. I'm sorry, let's do this. Let's put inside that heart some letters. Okay, I'm thinking backwards because these letters are upside down. Now this is a magnetic plate, so you kind of have to play with it because you can't use the sticky mat with it. So get it lined up, put your paper down, good side down, and your cutting mat. Push to engage the handle and roll through. Now, the trick is to not remove the heart. I can take off my letters. Now, put my Spellbinders embossing mat, and my Quick Cuts embossing mat. I lift it just to see where it is. Let's go ahead and stick some paper shims in there. Engage the handle. Unpeel all the layers. Pop out my letters. And now what I have is an embossed heart with a relatively embossed monogram for myself. Because the S and the K, happens to be the Merry and Bright, the bright portion of the Christmas set from last year. Because it is a cookie cutter, it has ever so slightly that edge on each of the dies, so I can get the same embossed effect that I can with the Nestability dies. Alrighty. There's a tutorial to get you all started on the Nestability dies. Right now all the Spellbinder dies are on sale at Scrap-Mart.com. We've got some great prices. We've got everything available and ready to ship. If you can't find what you're looking for on the website, give Howard and Laura a call at the office and they'll get you hooked up. Thanks so much for watching.